He stuck the chewing gum on a long ruler, then extended the ruler into the sewage bucket. Operating with one hand was extremely difficult, and it was hard to get everything aligned. He tried several times but failed every time. After multiple failed attempts, his phone was forcibly locked. His arm was pierced by a steel bar, and an hour later, the place would be demolished in an explosion. He tried once more to unlock his phone, but this time the gum stuck to the screen. There was only one gum left. This time, he was extra careful. Finally, the phone was unlocked. He immediately wanted to call his wife, but accidentally dialed his best friend. As soon as the call connected, he urgently told his friend about the situation. His friend asked if he had called the police, and when he found out he hadn't, he said he was on his way. But not long after, the exit was covered by something, he wasn't sure what. He quickly dialed the police, but suddenly the signal was completely cut off. In his panic, he knocked his phone over. With less than 30 minutes before the explosion, he almost gave up. At that moment, he noticed a toolbox stuck nearby. Enduring the pain, he slowly moved his body, using his foot to pull the toolbox closer. He opened it and found a small knife. He tried to cut through the lock on the bathroom door. Successfully, he managed to break the lock. He then inserted the ruler into the door gap to wedge it. Next, he took off his pants, lit them with a lighter, and threw them with all his might, hoping someone would notice. But he threw them too close, which only made his situation more dangerous. Helpless, he put out the fire. Afterward, he threw anything he could at the detonator, trying to damage the button. But despite many attempts, he couldn't succeed. Finally, he threw his last remaining shoe. This was his last chance. The shoe hit the button perfectly. He suddenly became excited. The demolition expert came over to check the situation. He shouted for help. The demolition expert fired a flare to call for rescue. At that moment, his friend suddenly appeared behind the demolition expert, pushing him down the stairs. In that instant, he remembered everything. It turned out the person who put him in this situation was his best friend. The friend rebooted the bomb with a password card, then turned around and walked away. The injured demolition expert crawled to the bathroom, saying the bomb would still take a while to explode after the reboot, so there was still time to defuse it. Then the friend's voice rang out again. He told the reporters on the other side, although the building's demolition would be delayed, they could set off a small bomb for a sound first. Tom tried to pull him into the bathroom to hide, but it was already too late. Tom narrowly survived. He noticed the earphone cable beside him, and used it to pull the phone up, but the phone still had no signal. Then, he suddenly realized that the steel bar in his arm had been blown into two pieces during the explosion. He quickly squeezed out some hand sanitizer and rubbed it on the steel bar, pulling his arm out of the metal. At that moment, he saw a piece of paper in the demolition expert's severed hand. It turned out to be a schematic of the bomb's wiring. He realized the main circuit was right beneath the bathroom. He had actually dug up the main line. He bit down on the wire. Seeing the bomb hadn't exploded, his friend told the reporters that it might be because the signal jamming was still on, and turning it off would solve the problem. Tom immediately took out his phone, saw the signal, and called the police, telling them his location and his friend's crimes. Not long after, the sound of an excavator was heard outside. After enduring so much suffering, Tom was finally rescued. After watching the movie, please share your thoughts. The movie is from Germany, ACH Du Skies.